The exultant sounds of victory. At the start of this season, Frenchman Sébastien Bourdais appeared unbeatable. But at the last race, disaster struck the two-time and defending champion. The man who got Bourdais' attention in Cleveland, 30-race winner Canadian Paul Tracy, who by any measure is having a miserable year. The 2003 Champ Car champ has suffered the indignation of playing victim to a series of assaults. The man who's taken the initiative while Bourdais and Tracy try to regain their balance, American A.J. Allmendinger, fired by Rousport, hired by Forsyth, winner of the last two races. Three men from three countries, each seeking the answer to a different question. Can Bourdais bounce back? Can Tracy convince the fates to leave him alone? Can Allmendinger make it 3 in a row? We're approaching the halfway mark of the 2006 championship season. The answer to questions like these will ultimately define this year of racing.
Concentrate on your mark. Go, 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 go. Green, green, green.
Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. The sights, the sounds, the exhilaration of a 185-mile-an-hour festival of speed. Just 2 weeks ago, the shores of Lake Erie stood witness to that veritable carnage of race cars. Not a few egos damaged either. The 25th Grand Prix of Cleveland, a crash fest none could have forecast. No one seemed immune. In point of fact, no one escaped. Now the shores of Lake Ontario inviting this distinguished series to take up the challenge again. Canada welcoming us all to the streets of Exhibition Place, the 21st running of the Molson Grand Prix of Toronto. And we welcome you live to Exhibition Place in Toronto, Canada for the Champ Car World Series. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Benjamin. Great to have you with us on a perfect day for racing in the summer of 2006. We're, of course, in Canada for the first time this season, first of 3 trips north of the border. And the question for everyone here is, what's going to happen to Paul Tracy, the thrill from West Hill? Remember what happened 3 years ago. He won here at Toronto, one of his 7 victories on his way to his first and so far only Champ Car season championship. The picture was a whole lot different, though, 1 year ago. Tracy had the lead, damage to the car. They ran the 3 out of fuel right in front of his pit stall. For Paul Tracy, the question is, hey, what's a guy got to do?
Yeah, it's been a real rough break for our team. You know, obviously we've been performing well, but just haven't had anything go our way this year other than Houston, where we finished second to Bourdais. So, you know, sooner or later it's got to come to an end, and we're here in Toronto now, and we've gotten off to a good start this weekend, so we're looking forward to having a good race.
Joined by our colleague Derek Daly. Good to see you, my friend. Paul Tracy, how much pressure is on him here today?
I would say he's under intense pressure. We're now in his hometown. He's Champ Car's biggest star name. He's also the oldest man on the grid. And he's having a miserable season. He's crashing all sorts of cars everywhere. Look what happened here on the warm-up this morning. He gets involved in another incident with Tony's Casamets. Paul Tracy can't buy a break right now. People are questioning, does he still have the greatness that made him a champion in the past? Those questions wouldn't even be asked if it wasn't for A.J. Allmendinger. Young, brash American arrived 2 races ago in Tracy's team and basically slapped everybody around ever since. What about Sébastien Bourdais, our reigning French champion? He was knocked unconscious in Cleveland 2 corners in. He has to pull his game together. Jan Beekes?
Well, Derek, the exciting news, I think, is that Sébastien Bourdais is here at all after a very scary accident in Cleveland. And do you remember any of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I got knocked out, but still I remember most of it. I don't remember how it went from Paul going over me and me stopping in the grass, but that was, I guess, not very important anyways. So now we're here in Toronto trying to get the best out of that weekend with Magnus car.
I know you want to put that behind you, but now you and Paul start side by side. Is that better since you know where he is?
Yeah, probably. I guess, you know, it's always easier when you can see stuff coming at you. So, and in the meantime, I've taken many starts side by side with him, so usually it goes pretty smooth. So we'll see how it goes this time.
All right, have a great race.
Thanks.
And of course, Sébastien Bourdais this weekend was presented with an award, the Driver of the Quarter Award. And it's the first time since 2003 that has been won by a Champ Car driver. Cameron?
Last year, Justin Wilson broke all their hearts getting his first big win, and this year he's trying to do it from the pole. And Justin, got to ask you, is it a little bit easier with that first corner being so hairy?
Yeah, it's difficult, but you know, being on the pole doesn't guarantee anything. So I'm just going to try and do the best I can, stay out of trouble, make sure we come out of turn 3 in fun, and from there we'll pace ourselves, see what we can do.
You've been the runner-up 4 times this season. I know you're looking for your first win of the season. What will the difference be today, and is it all pole related, or has there been some changes as well?
A little bit of luck and a bit of everything, really. You know, starting from the pole is going to help, but you know, just stay out of trouble is the key thing, and hopefully have no mechanicals and just easy run to the finish.
We'll see if he keeps his nose clean and takes it for his first win. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, Justin Wilson grabbed the lead with 10 to go 1 year ago on his way to his first win. Wilson and all the drivers in the field today hoping that luck will, in fact, behave herself and act the part of a lady here in Toronto this afternoon. Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. Our coverage today being brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence. And by Ford, bold moves. Back in Toronto, getting set to go racing today. You know, for 2 decades, the Checkers have flown here. One winner after another. Great names of the sport have crossed the finish line to claim honors. A quick review of those names explains why Toronto was one of the most prestigious races on the Tour to win. It's about tradition and history, and the history isn't just about the race. Right, Michelle Beisner?
When the crowds walk by Prince's Gate at the main entrance of Exhibition Place, they're entering over 192 acres of architectural and historical landmarks. Built on the soil where the War of 1812 was fought, Exhibition Place is home to the Canadian National Exhibition and hundreds of other events. With buildings standing for over a century, it really is amazing to see such high-tech machinery race through such historical grounds.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Our Bridgestone Pole Awards, the CDW 9 of Justin Wilson, last year's winner here. Wilson grabbing his first Bridgestone Pole Award worth $5,000 in the 2006 season. He joins a really select group of drivers. Bourdais with 3 poles. Dominguez, Junqueira, and Allmendinger have also claimed poles this season. Our starting lineup, Justin Wilson in that CDW 9 will lead them to green with A.J. Allmendinger in the Forsyth Index 7 car. He's won the last 2 races. 2-time champion Sebastian Bourdais in the McDonald's #1 alongside Paul Tracy in that Forsyth Index 3 car. Oriol Servia in the Gulfstream 6 and Andrew Ranger in the Tide MyJack #27 in row #3. 4th row, Nelson Philippe. Last race as a teenager, the CT HVM car. Cristiano D'Amato, the 2002 champion in the Rouge Sport 10. 5th row, Bruno Junqueira, the hole-in-the-wall Camps 2 car. And Alex Tagliani's Aussie Vineyards car #15. The 6th row, Mario Dominguez almost had 2nd in Cleveland. The Sonny's Barbecue car, Willpower, in the Aussie Vineyards 5. He is one of the rookies. Row 7, Jan Halen in the Muirman's car #11 for the Coin team. Charles Wolfsman in the MyJack Conquest 34. He'll start 14th. The 8th row, the Bell Micro 20, rookie driver Catherine Legg from Great Britain. And England's Dan Clark in the CT HVM 14. He has been strong the last few weeks. Denise Kazimets brings up the rear in car #18. That is the Flexovit Rocket Sports entry. He will be all alone in the 9th row. So we're on the pace laps, getting ready to go racing here today as we begin the 7th event of 2006. Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. Championship standings, Bourdais is out in front, but Wilson and Allmendinger are making a race out of it. Ranger is 4th. We'll be right back. In Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. Pre-race ceremonies always spectacular here, and the command of fire motors given by Canadian Armed Forces members. From Afghanistan. I don't know, Derek, that doesn't look like a Champ car to me.
No, but it is an impressive piece of machinery, a tank.
The Canadian Armed Forces, of course, helping in the theater currently underway in Afghanistan. Derek, show us around.
One of the shorter of our racetracks, 1.7 miles. Very abrasive, very bumpy. Here's one of the problem areas, turn 1, particularly at the start. Then this long back straight of almost 200 miles an hour to problem area #2. See lots of action. Problem area #3 is right here. And as you go down the back straight, that's where it gets very bumpy, very difficult. Drivers like this as a street circuit. This is one of the very best.
On board looks today, A.J. Allmendinger. He's won 2 in a row since he climbed into that 7 car for the Forsyth Index team. On the front row today alongside his former mate, Justin Wilson, in the CDW car. And the CDW cameras will get a look at Justin as he goes to work today.
Awesome picture here. What we expect from this is to show you how aggressive or how abrasive this track can be and how rough it can be for the driver.
Andrew Ranger in the Tide MyJack car will also carry one of our onboard views here today in car #27. Getting set to go green, at Exhibition Place in Toronto. 21st time. Jan Mikas.
Quickly before we go green, Alex Tagliani had a big crash on the back straightaway this morning after suspension failure. They could not fix the car. He's okay. They had to go to the backup. Consider that car's never turned a wheel till now.
It was a hard hit, Derek.
Left rear suspension broke, sent him into the wall. Dan Clark had a similar crash in practice yesterday.
And he is able to get into the field as well at the back. It's warming up, much warmer than it's been previously this weekend at 81 degrees.
Probably ideal temperature, but don't take your eye off these blue cars. Allmendinger ahead of Tracy. Tracy's on the right side screen. We're safe.
Wilson skates off to an early lead. They're on board the CDW car briefly.
Oh, what's Tracy again? The end of this long back straight in the brake zone. Oh, we're safe again.
Allmendinger second. Serbia on the outside trying to pick up spots.
Remarkably, we're still safe. This is so difficult on the opening laps of these street circuits. Cold tires. We are safe. So far on board with Andrew Ranger.
Fifth as they came across the line.
Line right-hander here, 150 miles an hour, right as the car slides by the camera.
Wilson leads Allmendinger and Bourdais, working lap number 1.
Tracy is the man under pressure to perform in front of his neighbors and his hometown crowd here. He did not make any dumb moves on that opening lap. Good for him.
Fifth spot belongs to young Nelson Philippe at age 19, who told us this week he thinks he's ready to win this season.
I believe that he is the most improved driver again this year, having won it last year. Philippe is awesome. Oh, side by side. Is that Ranger? Yes, it is.
Ranger and Serbia battling. And Serbia to the inside picks up a spot on Ranger at the end of the backstretch.
Another local hometown hero, Canadian Ranger. Got to be careful. Don't let emotions rule what you do here. MyJack Conquest team car here.
Philippe fifth up ahead in that Burden the Bear CTE 4.
Bit of a surface changes, Rick. See the surface changes?
Yeah.
Black top to concrete. You have to make sure you have the car lined to go straight over lots of those. There is Serbia still there trying to hold off Ranger.
Up in front, it's still Justin Wilson, AJ Allmendinger, Sebastian Bourdais, and Paul Tracy. Starting on the reds, the Bridgestone alternates, the softer tires from fourth spot. Jan.
And Paul Tracy is one of the few drivers that does not care for those Bridgestone red sidewall tires you see him on right now. Those are the softer, supposedly faster tires. The only driver that went slower in qualifying on them. At his first pit stop, he wants to get rid of them. He wants to run blacks the rest of the day.
And Jan, as you know, there was a suggestion that Tracy may have been just simply over-driving on the reds because other drivers on those Bridgestone reds, the softer compound Bridgestones, were almost half a second, if not more, faster on those tires, but not Tracy. Maybe just overdrive the thing.
Back in the field, the two Derek Walker Aussie Vineyards cars. Alex Tagliani, backup car for Tag in that 15. He's a home country hero here. His young teammate, the rookie Will Power. Power qualified well, shown 9th right in front of Tagliani now. Front straightaway, huge crowd as always at Exhibition Place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 21st time Champ car has been here. There's Tag and Power. 9th and 10th in front of D'Amata, who still struggles, Derek, in the Roo Sport number 10.
Cristiano D'Amata, yellow and red, Roo Sports number 10. Took over from AJ Allmendinger, just has not made it to where he needs to be yet.
Mario Dominguez nearly on the podium 2 weeks ago, Jan.
And he had contact on the first lap, and you can see that they moved the front wing, even though it looks like everything's fine. It was loose after contact with D'Amata. So after a fantastic run in Cleveland, losing a lot of time in the pits here.
Well, you mentioned the fantastic run. He almost finished second before he was mugged by Dan Clark on the last lap. That was a great run for Dale Coyne's car, but this is a good run here. CDW, Justin Wilson showing the way here. Wilson, we know from last year, loves these street circuits. He just goes well here. Allmendinger. You think he'd love to beat him here?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Those two are friendly rivals. They were when they were on the same team up until a couple of weeks ago at Roosport. Since Allmendinger moved over to the Forsyth Index team, of course, he's won 2 in a row. Portland and Cleveland now trying to chase down the leader. Further back, here's Philippe running in 5th, trying to get close to Tracy.
Allmendinger just set fastest lap of the race, a little bit quicker than Justin Wilson. Tracy in a fight with Bourdais. How many times have we seen that? These two always seem to lock horns. They get in trouble, they crash, and now they're trying to fight to catch the quick guys, Allmendinger and Wilson. Cameron?
Just before the race, I spoke with some of the CTE team, and they said that Nelson Philippe's game plan was to get into 5th place early and then settle into a groove. They've told him on the radio, you're where you're supposed to be, you're following the game plan, take it easy and let it come to you.
Well, Derek, it's not easy to pass in these cars, not easy to pass at this place. Philippe at age 19 has his first podium at Milwaukee earlier this year. He passed 2 cars on the start. He went from 7th to 5th, a good move.
Good move for Nelson Philippe. Talk about not easy to pass. It's not easy to do laps at speed here between these concrete walls. It is so difficult. The driver has to have such a discipline about him to drive these things on the ragged edge between the confines of concrete here, be mistake-free, and try and deal with the competition. That is the beauty of street racing. Look at these boys here from Australia having a fight. Power and Tag. Tag trying to pass him.
And Tagliani got by Power on the backstretch. That's Lakeshore Drive. To move Alex Tagliani in a backup car to 9th in front of his young teammate Will Power, who's been impressive this season in his first year in Champ Car. Tag had to battle back after that hard wreck this morning. They rolled that car out of the transporter, got it ready to race, and he has moved up to 9th position.
What is the #1 problem with our bodies?
Abs.
What is the #1 best-selling ab product in Greece,
Italy,
Germany,
the UK,
and around the world?
It's the revolutionary Ab King.
Watching action here at Toronto. Justin Wilson leads by 1 second. A.J. Allmendinger in 2nd spot. Bourdais 3rd, Tracy 4th. Now Alex Tagliani, not having run the car he's in at the moment all weekend, had to pull that car out and prepare it. What kind of fight does he have on his hands here, Derek?
Well, there it is right there. Now, the great teams will tell you they can prepare spare cars just as well as they can the primary cars. But they had a lot of work to do after that incident, because that was about 120-mile-an-hour impact into a concrete wall. Jan Bikas?
Well, consider the fact, Derek, that there was a race this year in Milwaukee where they didn't have a spare car for Alex Tagliani. So thankfully, not only did they have the spare car ready and in the proper configuration, he now has not said a word on the radio. And according to Derek Walker, no news is good news, means he likes the car.
Or else the radio doesn't work.
Well, there's always the internationally recognized hand signals as you go by pit road, right?
Actually, he just cued in and he said, car's fine.
Okay.
So the radio works and the car's good.
Did he say tell Derek the radio works? Alex Tagliani 9th, 9.5 seconds back of this car. The 9, the CDW Roosport entry of Justin Wilson. Winner here a year ago, a lot of confidence coming into this weekend.
I love to watch the scoring here. So Wilson now takes fastest lap back from A.J. Allmendinger. They are in the 61-second range. So Wilson, great onboard camera shot here. There's A.J. look out over his right side. Wilson has a little glance in the mirrors. The mirrors are just forward of the sign here. You don't necessarily see a perfect in-focus car. What you do see is a vibration and a color, and that gives you an idea where the pursuer is.
Back further in the pack, 14th spot belongs to Catherine Legg in car number 20 in her rookie year, and Speedy Dan Clark back there.
I don't know whether this is right, but I think I heard Wilson back off at the end of the straight, as if he's conserving. I knew it was
Jan
coming.
Halen, Catherine Legg get together at Lakeshore at the end of the backstretch. There's Kazimets in a backup car, the Flexivit machine. Remember, he wrecked with Paul Tracy in the morning warm-up today. Four cars have stopped, and caution.
We've got a car parked down here. It's the only line is in here, but I hope they know to slow down quick enough to get inside. But you could see that unfold. Catherine stuck her nose down the inside, didn't quite get close enough. She comes from a long way behind. Here she is down on the inside, doesn't quite get close enough. Jan Helen comes in, oh, and he just gets touched by the left front corner. Dan Clark right here in the CTE car. Why did he stop? Was that in sympathy? I mean, surely he had a clear road here.
Evidently stalled it. He must have tried to downshift and had the car stall before he could get it into a lower gear and pull away, but he did get through without making contact.
Okay, we need the wrecker service. Little push downhill. Okay, the boys can go down the inside. Oh, there's the gorgeous Ford GT. What a pace car to have at these Champ Car events.
Champ Car Pace Car Squad on hand, as always, here at Toronto. I want to welcome our friends along the coverage in Canada today. Our pictures being shown live on Global, one of the major networks in Canada, and we welcome all the viewers on Global here today as well. Full course caution, first time today with 9 of 86 laps complete. Justin Wilson is your leader, still trying to get the 20 car of Catherine Legge, the 11, the Berghoff car of Jan Halen getting restarted at the end of the backstretch. We'll be back with more of the Champ Car Molson Grand Prix of Toronto after this message and a word from your local CBS station.
Everything that happens in Toronto happens within view of the CN Tower, and Thursday night was no exception as John Street transformed itself into Party Central. From the music to the cars to the food, all of these contributed to the kickoff of this 3-day festival of speed, the Grand Prix of Toronto.
Hey, coming up, your chance to enter the Champ Car Live Fast sweepstakes presented by Bridgestone. Win a trip to the Grand Prix of Edmonton, plus a set of Bridgestone Potenzas or an Auto Week subscription. The grand prize winner gets a new Ford Mustang GT and joins us in Mexico City for the series finale. Stay tuned for our code word. The Champ Car Live Fast sweepstakes is brought to you by Bridgestone. Our winner from Cleveland is joining us this weekend here in Toronto. With Derek Daly, Jan Beekes, and Cameron Steele, I'm Rick Benjamin at Exhibition Place in Toronto at CBS Sports. It's the Molson Grand Prix of Toronto, 7th race of the season. First caution because of a tangle at the end of the backstretch between the 11 car of Jan Halen, Catherine Legge, Dan Clark. Several cars involved.
But this is the telltale picture here because this is A.J. Allmendinger's Forsyth car looking back at Justin Wilson because there was a scramble to get out of the pits. They dived in under this yellow flag. Wilson, right here, Bourdais, Tracy, Ranger, they all went to the pits, left Nelson Philippe leading this race. Now we are on different fuel strategies as this race unfolds here.
Philippe will be the restart pole sitter. Oriol Servia stayed out. He'll start second. Bruno Junqueira, who needed the track position, Derek, because he didn't qualify well in the 2 car, the Newman Haas hole-in-the-wall camps machine. He is third in front of Allmendinger, Wilson, Bourdais, and Tracy. Ranger and Tagliani with Will Power. Rest of the top 10. Coming up to complete lap 12, should be getting a restart.
You know that Nelson Philippe set the fastest lap of the race, which I believe was a lap record in Cleveland at the last race. So Philippe is really coming on these days.
And here comes Allmendinger with Wilson in tow inside Kazima. It's already a lap car.
Oh, this is going to play out now because every car ahead of Allmendinger is light on fuel. Can he make hay and make some passes? Look at Ranger trying to find his way past Casamets.
And Ranger restarted 8th. Lots of action as always at the end of the back straightaway.
And I know the slower cars have an obligation to try and let the leaders go by, but on the street circuit, you cannot just jump out of the way. You cannot evaporate or disappear. So you have your own race and you try and be as courteous as you can to the leaders.
Having a look at Wilson, Bourdais, and Tracy giving chase to Allmendinger, who's shown 4th.
And remember, this is all for position right now. This is not leaders trying to lap faster cars. On board with Allmendinger. That's right. Now this gets faster. Watch this. Faster, faster. Now this left-hander here, this is white knuckle stuff here. You go all the way to the concrete wall on the right side. Now you brake, down change, balance. Get the power on.
Bourdais trying to sneak to the inside of Mario Dominguez, who had problems earlier. Paul Tracy right there with him.
Oh, Tracy got it sideways under power. Now he's under Bourdais' rear wing. Look at Tracy. He's glued to him. Watch the back end of the straight here. Whoa, Tracy down the outside. Can he make it? Can he turn?
Oh, contact. Bourdais and Wilson touched for a moment.
Oh, this is hang on to your hottie hawk time. Whenever Tracy gets in the brake zone, you better be prepared for something to fly off a racing car. Seldom, in fact, never would he ever back off.
Tracy was on the Cosworth power to pass button down the backstretch that last time, trying to get by Bourdais. Bourdais has used a lot of his as well. Bourdais, in fact, has already used 32 seconds of his Cosworth power to pass. That button on the steering wheel that gives you an extra turbo boost, an extra shot of horsepower.
So Bourdais down the front straight again. 170 miles an hour almost down this front straight. Here again, watch this. Watch Bourdais up here. Look at this here. There's the contact right there. Oh, he just tags the right rear of Wilson. That is the type of tag, as opposed to our driver tag, that can cut down the rear tire of a Justin Wilson.
Meantime, AJ Allmendinger is flying. He is at the head of the group of cars that pitted as we documented. He is now third. He got around Junqueira, and he is chasing down Oriol Serbia, who hasn't stopped yet.
He just did a 1 minute 2.4. He's heavy on fuel. Nelson Philippe, who's leading the race, did a 3.0. He is running 0.6 of a second slower than Allmendinger, despite the fact that he's leading the race. There is the Fireball. Fireball's teammate, Paul Tracy, trying to catch Bourdais now.
Tracy with the season championship 3 years ago, winless so far in 2006. Here a year ago, he and Bourdais, his arch rival, tangled, of course, lost half the front wing. Tracy led the race, then ran out of fuel and couldn't complete the day. Here's Serbia, the Gulfstream PKV 6 car. Second to Philippe by 0.8 of a second. He knows Allmendinger is coming.
There's the Fireball Allmendinger right behind Serbia. He knows they're on fuel tanks that have at least 12 laps less of fuel. He knows they're going to peel off. Smoke from Philippe in the lead. Wow, Nelson Philippe stands a thing on its nose. You lock up a front wheel on these racing cars whenever one of the corners becomes lightly loaded. If there's not as much weight on the right and left front wheel, the lighter load will lock. And on a street circuit, bumps in the brake zone can cause that light load. Ooh, look at Serbia. Allmendinger's all over the back of him.
Caution on the racetrack. First, make it the second full course caution of the day.
Oh.
Dan Clark has spun the CTE HVM 14.
Danny boy.
In trouble here, and it is our second yellow on lap 16 as we show you Cosworth power to pass numbers. This is turn 3.
End of the backside. Oh, look at this.
Hooked up with Ranger. Kazimets just escaped another problem, and Clark got the worst of that one. But I think Clark may have gone to a place he didn't need to be there.
That was actually Zwalsman, I believe, who I don't think he saw him down the inside.
You're right.
Doesn't see Clark around the inside. Tries to get inside Kazimets. Doesn't see him. Oh, now he realizes he's there. Big bang, wash, wallop, crash. Does he get away with it? Dan Clark didn't.
Zwalsman indeed in the 34, the MyJack Conquest entry.
Now, can they get this thing going again? They usually push these cars away to a safe haven and then try and restart them to get them back to the pits. And for the second time in a row, Nelson Philippe gets a great restart. Just knows how to make these restarts 2 or 3 car lengths over Serbia. Just watching back here. There's Allmendinger. He is safe. There's Tracy. He's safe. Everybody around Tracy is safe. That's a good thing to say.
Battling for position here. Fourth belongs to Bruno Junqueira. The Newman Haas 2 car, the hole-in-the-wall camps machine. He's got Justin Wilson filling his mirrors. Let's get on board with Wilson in the CDW 9.
Turn 3. Wheel spin. Second gear. Wilson. There's the fast part. Hang on right here.
Now, is he backing off early to turn 1 there?
Yes, at turn 3 particularly. He was earlier. I'm not sure now that he's full of fuel. We're going to go on board on a full fast run down this long back straight to see that.
Heading toward 3, here is Bourdais now taking a look on Justin Wilson for 5th position. Right behind him is Tracy. He continues to run in 7th. Recall that these cars have all been to pit road already once.
Good job, good job. You're going to have Halen in front of you, lap traffic.
On board Wilson.
I think that was Todd Malloy, his engineer.
On the front straightaway at Toronto, putting lap 21 on the board. Watching the battle.
So then that was Vince Kramer, who was on the radio to Nelson Philippe that we just heard there.
There's the 9 again. Wilson continues to run 5th. Last year's winner here. Took the lead with 10 laps to go.
I'm trying to have a look at a close look at Bourdais' car to see was there any damage on the front wing. You see Bourdais in the brake zone. Again, he closed it right up behind Wilson. It's okay to close up, but boy, you better make sure you got enough room if you make a banzai move down the inside.
Got a glimpse at the end of the backstretch. Alex Tagliani got by Andrew Ranger for 8th position. So Tag in the Aussie Vineyards 15, the green and yellow car, just snuck inside the Tide MyJack ride of Andrew Ranger to pick up that spot.
That's a blind corner right there the drivers come through. They accelerate all the way through. They go through a corner at about 135 miles an hour and have no idea what's around the other side. And that's one of the beauties of street racing. You're so low, the drivers cannot see over these big concrete walls that are all the way around. Oh. Philippe again locks up that right front. We better be careful, or he's going to flat spot. And that is the faster of the Bridgestone red tires that he is still on. And this is the lighter of the inside wheels. He locks it up, just toasts at the bottom of that tire against the concrete. It's literally like a file or like sandpaper that just grinds the rubber away. And we saw that potentially cost Wilson a potential victory in Portland earlier this year when he did that.
Now he managed to avoid trouble there, Derek, but when he went to the inside to get on line, that's again a change from concrete to asphalt to concrete. It looked as though he was offline. Jan Halen in trouble here in the Muirman's number 11. The Dale Coyne entry off the pace and outside. So Halen, you can see the flashing light on the back of the car warning other teams there's a problem back there. We stay green, at least for the moment. Halen was 16th the last time by. Your leader continues to be Philippe, putting lap 22 on the board in the Bird and a Bear CTE HVM car. 19 years of age, out in front, leading Serbia, Allmendinger, Junqueira, and Wilson. Philippe has certainly had an interesting 2006 Champ Car World Series season, his 3rd on the tour. At Milwaukee, a very strong day and the only oval in the series, racing here with Wilson. Did a nice job at Milwaukee. We were very impressed. Got to 3rd, finished right behind Justin Wilson, his first career podium in Champ Car. In Cleveland, he led laps late. He was very strong in that car. Racing by one of the Aussie Vineyards machines. But then problems with the electrics in the car. He had to coast off the racetrack. His chance to win went away.
And when he came to Champ Car, people thought another snotty-nosed rich kid spending daddy's money, you know, we'll just take advantage of him. This is completely changed now. Nelson Philippe has an immense amount of driving talent. Yes, he has financial support from his family, but he is going out week in, week out and proving he has the talent to be here in Champ Car racing.
And he has a wonderful personality, a joy to talk to, and a terrific young driver who's improving week to week. Toronto Exhibition Place with Derek Daly. I'm Rick Benjamin. Jan Mikas on pit road with Cameron Steele. Nelson Philippe leading on a different pit strategy. He's leading A.J. Allmendinger now while we were away. Allmendinger got by Bruno Junqueira. Allmendinger running some very quick laps, Derek. 1.7 seconds behind the leader, and he's already made his first stop. Have another look.
And this is our favorite brake zone. Long back straight. Look at Allmendinger, pokes his nose down the inside and stops Serbia being able to turn into the line he wanted to use. On board here. Listen and enjoy. He tries to brake zone, yes, slide down, stop the car, stop Serbia, turn it in, hold your breath, and that's how you pull off second place.
Well, that was a move by the 6 car, Boreal Serbia, who's got a problem. He's back in 12th. In that same sequence, Allmendinger also got by Bruno Junqueira and moved into second spot. So the 7 car is posted second. He's 1.7 seconds behind leader Nelson Philippe. Cameron.
You just mentioned Bruno Junqueira, and his general manager, Brian Lyles, says that Bruno is reporting a possible problem with the engine. But right now on the data, everything looks good. The lap times are good. They don't seem to see a problem, but Bruno is reporting that he thinks something is wrong. We'll see if it develops here as we move along.
So Bruno is 3rd now, having been passed by Allmendinger a few moments ago. There he is. There's the 2 car, the hole-in-the-wall Camps machine for the Newman Haas squad. Junqueira on the Bridgestone alternates. The red tire, you have to run them at least one stint, of course, on Sunday. Wilson, last year's winner, 4th. He was the pole sitter, 4 seconds back. Bourdais and Tracy, as we watch the 3rd place car of Junqueira, 3.2 seconds behind the leader. Now Allmendinger with clean racetrack, Derek, very fast car. He's already made one of what they expect to be 2 stops. Allmendinger can just pin his ears back and go after the lead here.
Yes, he can, and Nelson Philippe is matching Allmendinger lap for lap. Last lap for Philippe, the leader, 1 minute 2.1. Last lap for Allmendinger, 1 minute 2.2. So Philippe right now is matching Allmendinger, but remember, he is lighter on fuel. So we know he's going to peel off fairly soon, but he has to build up as much of a gap as he can to try and get in and out of the pits. Jan?
And Derek, a few moments ago you mentioned Vince Kramer. This is Vince Kramer on the radio with Nelson Philippe. First of all, you got to be excited, but what are you telling him right now?
I'm just telling him to take care of his equipment, take care of his tires, and give me the best he can right now.
You're trying to build a gap because you didn't pit on that first round. Why did you decide not to pit when the other guys did?
It really wasn't in a window. It wasn't in a window yet. It's going to take a lot of yellows for them to open their windows.
So you think the guys that pitted, I talked to them, they think they can make it. You think they can't?
I think it'll be awful hard for them, too.
All right, calling the bluff here at CTE.
Okay, now we got Kramer versus Cannon. Kramer, Cannon. Cannon told us something different, so we'll see how this plays out here. But meanwhile, Philippe is looking like a champion here, out in the lead on the Bridgestone Reds.
Nice job. You're doing exactly what I want. Take care of your car.
That is Vince Kramer again doing what I want. Take care of your car. Now he's beginning to see. Allmendinger is beginning to close up. Allmendinger on the last lap was 0.4 of a second quicker than Nelson Philippe. But a great run here. Cedric the Entertainer is enjoying his motor racing today.
As we watch Philippe continue to lead here, coming up on lap number 30. 2nd spot belongs to Allmendinger, 1.2 seconds back. Philippe on a lighter fuel load at this point. I'm sure he'd be hoping to build a bigger lead. Now, we did get a chance to chat with young Nelson Philippe, still age 19, before we went green here today. And Philippe had some interesting comments for us on this event and his 3rd season in Champ Car as he comes by out of the final turn, 13 here at Toronto. Put another lap on the board, 30, 86 laps complete, and it's got to do a lot for his confidence level to lead laps here in front of this huge crowd. As always, the event at Toronto, the Molson Champ Car Grand Prix of Toronto, huge crowds here. This is the 21st renewal of this great event, and Canadian motorsports fans among the most passionate anywhere as they join our coverage today on the global television network. Philippe with that 3rd at Milwaukee, his first career podium, almost a win at Cleveland. So talking to him earlier, he's expressed a lot of optimism, I think.
Well, Nelson, you've had some solid performances as of late. It's got to be a lot of fun coming into this race. Talk about the game plan.
Well, it's going to be a long race. Everybody knows this. Hopefully we can get through turn 1 okay. I think we've got a really strong car this morning in warm-up. We were real quick, so I feel really, really confident. And I mean, this is my last race as a teenager, you know, so I kind of want to finish it off on a strong note. And I think we definitely have what it takes to be on the podium, and that's what we're aiming for.
And Nelson Philippe does have a lot of financial support from his family, but he does have the talent. And he is, as he calls himself, a citizen of the world. He is very well rounded as Nelson Philippe. I am impressed on how he has improved.
All right, 51 laps to go here at Exhibition Place in Toronto. A.J. Allmendinger, the winner of 2 straight in that Forsyth Index 7. He is the leader now by a second over Bruno Junqueira. Wilson, Bourdais, and Tracy haven't stopped yet. They round out the top 5. Let's take a look at our Ford Bold Moves moments. Here's Michelle Meisner.
Here at the Grand Prix of Toronto, 50 lucky women got a chance to participate in Ford Racing's Women's Day, where they spruced up their knowledge on automobiles and learn more about Ford products.
We've had an opportunity to learn a lot about car safety, things that I never knew. It's been really informative for women to really know the things that you need to look at your own car so that you can maximize safety and economy of fuel as well.
Well, I certainly didn't know about the pace car team being all female and the fact that these women are professional drivers themselves. That was a big eye-opener.
Ford Canada is not only holding this event here in Toronto, but 50 lucky women can also take part in this in the 2 remaining races here in Canada.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm Rick Benjamin, Derek Daly alongside, and this man, A.J. Allmendinger, out in front by nearly 4 seconds after the pit stop exchange. Justin Wilson in second, last year's winner, the 2X teammates. Sebastian Bourdais runs third, the 2004 winner here. And Paul Tracy, who won this race 3 years ago. He is fourth, 5.1 seconds behind the leader.
See how much the suspension moves on this onboard camera here. So the suspension arms, they are linked to a push rod that you just see there, and the shock absorbers sit long ways under this blue engine cover here. You always see much more suspension movement on a track like this. The suspension trying to absorb the bumps on the road. And drivers are saying this year this track is bumpier than it has been for a long time, maybe because of the long, hard Toronto winters. Jan?
And with Dan Clark, who's just come off of that racetrack. Dan, what happened to you down there in turn 3?
Just made a move on another rookie, Charles Oldman, and as soon as he saw me come alongside, he reacted and drove into me. I think it was a bit slow there. I didn't realize that you can't drive into cars like that, and he just put me out of the race. So it's been a long weekend, and we've been learning the track and haven't had the pace that we wanted to, so we were on the back foot in the race, and that kind of thing can happen when you're racing against other rookies. So we just have to look forward to 2 weeks from now and go to Edmonton, just be positive again, carry on the momentum from Portland and Cleveland, pick it up.
All right, a rookie himself, of course, and there's some action on the racetrack, guys.
Yes, there is. Sebastian Bourdais being passed by Paul Tracy and now by Alex Tagliani.
Yeah, Bourdais in a bit of trouble here. By the way, that's not what happened with Dan Clark. He thinks happened. From what I saw, that's not what happened. But Bourdais now just lost 2 positions. Tracy muscled his way in. He whacked him down the inside at the hairpin, moved him aside. Tag saw what was going on, saw Bourdais lose the momentum, and then just took advantage also. But Dan Clark, that might be what he thinks happened, but in fact that wasn't what happened, because here it is here. Look, Zwolsman did not try and stop Dan Clark down this inside. What he did is try and make a move down the inside of Casamets. He didn't even have any idea that Desperate Dan was down the inside.
So Clark perhaps just the innocent victim of that one. We've seen it several times this weekend and in past years here. If you stick your nose to the inside right at the entrance to turn 3, you're really taking a big gamble. What about Sebastian Bourdais? Shuffled back to 5th. Paul Tracy made a great move to get by him a moment ago, and Alex Tagliani followed him. Now, Bourdais is on pace here. He's not off speed, but he's lost 2 spots.
Wow. I don't know what that was, a call from Sebastian Bourdais. I couldn't make out what he said.
Perhaps a French epithet. Then Tracy battling for second. Here's Bourdais, still the championship leader. Open 2006 with 4 consecutive wins. Long Beach and Houston and Milwaukee. Things came off the tracks for him. Won Monterrey, Mexico, of course, and then at Portland. Wilson giving up second to Paul Tracy. Wilson back at him at the end of the backstretch as they head toward turn 4 and 5.
Wow, Tracy is on fire right now.
Tracy just driving away from the CDW9 car of Justin Wilson. Jan Mikas.
Don't forget about that theme we spoke about. Paul Tracy loves his car on the black sidewalls. That was one of the reasons he took the early pit strategy, wanted to get rid of the reds, loves the blacks.
Wilson really battling with that 9 car. You can see it looks as though it's loose. He's fighting that car a good bit.
Tracy is absolutely running from the CDW car here. He is on fire. Now he's setting sail for Allmendinger. Allmendinger is still on the Bridgestone Reds. He has found the Bridgestone Reds to be faster. He likes the balance of the car. Tracy much rather would have the black Bridgestones on his car, and this has proven the point here.
Sure looks like Tagliani just took advantage of the door being open when Tracy went by Bourdais, because Bourdais is right on his rear wing in the McDonald's #1. Bourdais 5th and hasn't really shown much yet, still early. We are halfway, 43 of 86 laps complete. Allmendinger leads Tracy by 5 seconds. Tagliani and Bourdais with 4th in play. All of these drivers stopped on lap 11. One more look, here's Wilson. Bourdais, Tracy.
And this is down to the brake zone. Keep an eye on Tracy. He lines up Bourdais. He's going to take a risk. Down the inside, down the inside. Now he realizes, oh, it's a squeeze. Oh, boom, hit him right there. Move him out of the way. Tag is coming right here. Watch Tag enter the picture. Bourdais is now in trouble as he follows them out of the left-hander here. Tag ducks down the inside. Now Tracy, this is on board with Wilson. Tracy, same place, same place. Awesome draft here, and he goes down the outside. Wow, Tracy pulls it off the hard way, drives round the outside. See the red tire? Red tires on Wilson's car, supposed to be softer, faster. Maybe they're going off a little bit. That's what they're designed to do. Give you speed, but it doesn't last as long as the blacks.
One thing we want to point out, we've shown you Cosworth Power to Pass time at the top of your screen. This is one of those venues. Champ Cars made a rule change this year. 75 horsepower is the difference on that button today for 60 seconds. Base horsepower, 725 in these Ford Cosworth machines. 800 horsepower when you hit that button.
Oh, we just had the squeeze job and a great move by Bourdais. But Bourdais, a perfect line off the left-hander, down past his pit straight, and just dove down the inside to take the apex away from Tag.
Well, some guys say loose is fast. Maybe it helped him there, Derek.
Meanwhile, Tracy is on a mission. He just did a lap 0.3 of a second faster than Allmendinger. Here it is again. Here's the racing line. Here's Bourdais' line down the inside. All they need to do is stop Tag turning in. Look, stops him turning in right there. That is the move of a champion right there.
Allmendinger leads by 3.1 seconds. Tracy runs second. His teammate Wilson third. Bourdais fourth now, and Wilson really battling. I think the handling's gone away on the 9. You could see him when we were on board a moment ago, Derek, wrestling the wheel of that race car.
Yeah, he is hanging on here. He is hanging on. It's difficult to make a pass here, but Toronto has two obvious places. One we saw with Bourdais, turn 1. The second was the end of this long back straight. How fast can Bourdais get out of here? Can he get up under the wing of Wilson? He just saw what Tracy did. Here's the drag race. He's not close enough. He's not close enough.
You've got to be right up under that rear wing.
Yep. He's not close enough. But he's thinking about it for the next lap, I can tell you that.
Sebastian Bourdais, the championship leader, trying to win his third Champ Car title in a row. Wilson loose off the corner again.
See that? Once you get loose, now this is an abrasive surface. The abrasive surface wears out rear tires. Once you wear them out and you begin to get sideways, the problem gets worse and worse. The more sideways you get, the more heat you generate, the more wear you generate. So it only goes downhill from there.
For third place, Wilson, last year's winner here, hoping for his first win of the season. Loose again as he got on the power, coming out of turn 13 to the front straightaway.
Can he hold off the reigning champion? Oh, Bourdais is now right behind him. He's right behind him at the key area on the run down the back straight. Jan?
Alex Tagliani comes onto pit road as well as his teammate Will Power. Look at the front of the car. They're expected to add some front wing. In fact, they did not. They decided to go into tire pressures. Nice quick stop for Alex Tagliani.
Bourdais, meantime, takes third away from Wilson.
We suspected that was about to happen when they left our camera shot. Bourdais was right under the rear wing of Wilson. He was not close enough the lap before, so it began to suspect that might happen. It started coming out of turn 2. Bourdais got a really good shot out of turn 2. He gets right under the rear wing. He makes it look down the left side like Tracy did, and then comes down the inside, and Wilson cannot turn to the apex. Bourdais already has it. Bourdais will now leave Wilson in the dust in the next couple of laps. He's going to run away from him.
38 laps to go. One more look from Wilson's vantage point.
And watch how quickly Bourdais catches him. Look, come up behind him, sucking him. He's in the draft. He's being sucked forward. He goes one way, hits the brake zone. Actually, the whole pass was made in the brake zone under brakes, which definitely tells us Wilson is suffering from a lack of grip. And look at Bourdais, he just runs from Justin Wilson.
Now remember, Bourdais among those drivers, Allmendinger, Tracy, Wilson, D'Amata, and Bourdais. D'Amata up to 5th in the Rouge Sport 10 car. Good run going. They didn't qualify well. They all pitted on lap 11, so they're getting very close to needing to come in again, it would appear. 38 laps remaining here at Toronto. We had a couple of cautions early on, and we have been green ever since. Paul Tracy has used up 45 seconds of his Cosworth power to pass 60 seconds, worth 75 extra horsepower. Bourdais used just more than half a minute of his. Wilson has quite a bit left, and D'Amata could be in the best shape of all. He's got a minute left. Justin Wilson to pit road. Cameron.
I was talking to Carl Russo just a moment ago, responding to you guys' questions about it being loose. He said, no, the car is fine. We're just working our fuel strategy. He thought that the Foresight cars had been turned loose. They're putting all the gas in they can, on Beacus.
And both of the two Foresight cars are going to be coming on the pit road at the same time. The tires are over the wall for both A.J. Allmendinger and for Paul Tracy at the same time. And I'm looking, both are going with the black sidewall Bridgestones.
On board with A.J. Allmendinger. They are the red sidewalls. They are faster. They're the black sidewall Bridgestones right there. Bridgestone, the exclusive tire provider in Champ Car. Had a great weekend of the U.S. Grand Prix last weekend with Ferrari. Dominated. Jan?
Sign up and down. They try and make it as obvious as possible to try and get the attention of both the Foresight drivers. We're watching them together. Derek, you suspected that maybe they didn't take as much fuel for A.J. Allmendinger, but in fact they did. In the meantime, let's go to Cameron.
Right now, looking at the front wing of Sebastian Bourdais, it doesn't look like there's any damage, just a normal chipping and discoloring that they have, just waiting for fuel to get in, and he's away.
Denise Kazimet's there in the Rocket Sports Flexivit car. Here comes Allmendinger.
Oh, there's Philippe. There's Philippe ahead of these guys.
Tracy out on off pit road as well. They get around Kazimet's.
So is Philippe going to circle to the lead, or where is Serbia?
Serbia actually stopped on lap 25. Now, we speculated that Serbia might have had a problem. Actually, what it was, he's on a totally different pit strategy. New team manager for PKB Racing this week, Mark Johnson. And he decides to bring Serbia in on lap 25 for his first of two stops today. And that should put him in a position to stop around lap 60, give or take. And they would be able to short fill the car, and Serbia is the leader by 8 seconds at the moment over A.J. Allmendinger, and he is on the third pit strategy.
And now we have Paul Tracy and Allmendinger, the same amount of fuel, the same Bridgestone primary tires. Serbia goes by, is shown in the lead, but Tracy would love to make a point here to be able to run down Allmendinger and challenge him or put him under pressure, but Serbia is leading here in the Gulfstream car.
Now Philippe, to answer your question, Derek, has cycled to second because he is on a different pit stop strategy. He stopped on lap 35. Serbia's out in front by almost 10 seconds. Philippe on a different sequence is second. Junqueira, Allmendinger, and Tracy round out the top 5.
This weekend, it's homecoming for a very special member of CTE Racing. Tess Brilia is a 7-year mechanic and front tire changer for Nelson Philippe's car. She says that she got into this by chance, but that she loves every minute of it. This is just another example of the very unique people in this very special street racing sport.
From Morgan Spurlock, creator of Super Size Me, an all-new season of the critically acclaimed hit 30 Days.
What's life really like in the big house?
30 Days, an all-new season, Wednesday, July 26th at 10, only on FX.
Hey, guys, are you sick of feeling fat and tired? Would you like to get noticed? Has your sex life slowed down or even come to a scream?
Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series, powered by Ford. Our coverage today being brought to you by Mobil 1 Extended Performance, the oil that's changing oil. By CDW, the right technology right away. And by the all-new Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming.
Oriol Servia has hit pit road for his scheduled pit stop. Of course, he's a little bit out of sequence because he had a tire going down. This is a black set of Bridgestones and their stickers. Brand new tires for Oriol Servia, and sometimes they say those sticker tires are brand new ones. The first couple of laps are awesome.
That was Don Oldenburg. You saw him leaning over the outside front, waiting for everything to get taken care of before he moved back to release Servia.
Justin Wilson at the end of the straightaway there just made a move to dive around Alex Tagliani. How about Andrew Ranger? He is from Quebec, of course, but this is a very important race for Ranger in that tied MyJack Conquest number 27. He is 8th right now. Philippe cycles back to the top of the leaderboard, Derek. After stopping on lap 35, his stop can come a little later, his second and final one. Serbia completes his service for the day. He can run to the finish now, and he is shown second on the board. Allmendinger, Tracy, Bourdais, Tagliani, and Wilson would be the next group. Now, with Serbia in scoring, cycling down the running order after that stop, Philippe goes to the top of the chart. So Allmendinger 3.2 seconds behind. This gives Philippe an opportunity to lead more laps. Really depends on what we see for cautions the rest of the way.
Exactly. Watching the lap times, Philippe did a 1 minute 1.7 on the last lap. Allmendinger 1 minute 1.7. Tracy 1.9. So Tracy was 0.2 of a second slower than Nelson Philippe right here leading in Toronto.
We pick it up in a different part of the pack now. Here's Serbia. Wilson there in the CDW 9. Tagliani.
It looked like Serbia. Is that Serbia?
Yep. Serbia in the 6. The Gulfstream Lola.
It looked like he already had the pass made. Then he got himself sideways. Tag realized maybe he could take it back. Serbia gets loose. Tags tag.
There's Cristiano Domata in the mix as well. One more look down the backstretch.
There's Serbia right here. Now he's alongside him. He's got the pass made. He's got it done. Tag is out here. Realizes he can't turn in. Watch on the super slow-mo here. Serbia now turns in. Watch Serbia. Watch this car over here. Tag is turning in. Realizes he can't crowd him out. Tag actually catches the left rear wheel of Serbia and actually begins to spin Serbia. I've never ever seen that before.
Yeah. Back live as we watch Domata now and Ranger side by side. Domata forced offline as they come to turn 3.
Oh, he might lose another one here. Is that Power going to try and make a move? No, he didn't do it.
On board with Ranger once again, looking back at Cristiano Domata, the 2002 Champ Car champion. Shown 9th. He was up in the top 5 earlier. Rocket Sports team wheeling Denise Casamet's Flexovit car. That's a backup car. He is done for the day, going off behind the wall.
I tell you, Ranger is in a scrap here, isn't he? He is in a street fight. He's gone pretty well here all weekend. This is the MyJack Conquest run car for Andrew Ranger. He's only a kid. He's a teenager again.
Yeah.
But he is in the middle of a fight here with Serbia and Domata. They are good names here to be mixing up a street fight here in Toronto.
28 laps to go today, Jan Beekes.
Well, let's find out about the Bridgestone story today with Joe Barbieri. And it's been wild down here on pit road. A lot of different choices between reds and blacks. What are you seeing when they come off the cars?
Well, as we thought, the reds are a little quicker, but they're definitely wearing out. The full stint, AJ went out, and he started with some skid on here, but now, as you can see, there's only one hole left. The rest of them are all worn off. But then Paul Tracy came in on a set of blacks. He actually had about 80% worn, so he had another 20% left on his tires.
Now, when you see things like this, do you tell teams your recommendation, or is it all up to them?
Oh, it's all their strategy. We're going to leave them alone, let them make the decisions. Absolutely.
Looks to me like you want blacks at this stage, guys.
And the straight fight of the U.S. Grand Prix in Indianapolis last week was a Bridgestone whitewash. What a day Bridgestone had down there against Michelin. Now, Philippe, Allmendinger, 1.8 seconds is the lead. There is Allmendinger trying to run him down, knowing that Tracy is behind him, trying to make a statement. On board with this little fireball.
Allmendinger gunning for 3 straight wins.
And the amazing thing, Rick, is since he's changed teams, from all the mistakes he made last year, he just there's a confidence about Allmendinger since he moved to this team that he's on the ragged edge, but he doesn't seem to be out of control anywhere. He's in control of his environment and just enjoying life right now.
Well, teamwork is an important part of any form of racing, and in this series where the difference between 1st and 10th is such a tiny, tiny margin, you have to think that pairing him with Michael Cannon, giving him a different environment was exactly like a cold bucket of water. It was exactly the wake-up call he needed.
Do you really need a titanium driver? That magnesium frames?
Allmendinger, Tracy, Bourdais, and Wilson. They all stopped. They're 2nd through 5th. They all stopped around the same time, as did Tagliani in 6th. Tracy starting to chop into Allmendinger's advantage. Jan.
I know that you heard and you can see the problems that Nelson Philippe is having with tires. He's going to be on pit road in 2 laps. They're going to come and get some, there was no way they're going to make it on fuel. They knew that. It's an alternate strategy. He'll get some new tires, but remember, look down your board. He'll lose about 20 seconds, including the stop. So that's how you can figure out where he'll slot back in with the gaps with the other drivers.
If it is 20 seconds, he would be able to come off pit road no worse than 5th or 6th. As he heads back to the front straightaway one more time to put lap 63 on the board, 23 to go. I would imagine that mean they could short fill him by a good bit. They've got the Bridgestone blacks laid out. For the CTE HVM team, Cedric the Entertainer, the CTE of that team, here today watching his team in action.
Well, it was a great run. Unfortunately, he's going to cycle back down, and track position is so vital here. If you can run at the front and keep in clear air and not have traffic all around you, you can maintain the type of speed. So when Philippe peels off here, roll your sleeves up because the thrill from West Hill then has a straight fight against the American interloper here, this brash A.J. Allmendinger. Can he run him down in front of his neighbors?
Well, he's lapping at about almost 2.5 tenths quicker than Allmendinger in the last several laps, but he's 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. Here comes Philippe, the race leader, making his final stop of the afternoon. He should come off pit road about 6th, Jan.
And Nelson Philippe has a mental coach, believe it or not, that says that anytime he gets into the race car, they want him to be listening to inspirational music. He actually plugs his iPod into the car until the very last moment. And obviously that mental coaching for the teenager is paying off. He's going to drop back here, but it's been a great day.
He absolutely has. A sports psychologist, Gloria Budd is her name. I know Gloria. She is awesome. She has works with many athletes, works with Nelson and his brother, and quietly begins to work with these boys to raise their game. Who can doubt that the package they have is beginning to work?
Well, the psychologist at work for A.J. Allmendinger getting fired, getting engaged, getting hired by Forsyth Championship Racing. And A.J. Allmendinger gunning for 3 in a row. He's the race leader. 21 to go this time by at Toronto, the Molson Grand Prix of Toronto. The Champ Car World Series. More from Toronto after this message and a word from your local CBS station.
So the hottest ticket and the toughest ticket in town to get here in Toronto is that for the Drivers' Party, which is held on Friday night. All the proceeds go to benefit the charitable foundations here. It gives some of Toronto's finest the opportunity to mingle with their favorites, and it gives me the opportunity to mingle with one of mine, Mr. Cedric the Entertainer.
Come on, let me entertain you, baby. Come on.
Hey, your chance now to enter the Champ Car Live Fast sweepstakes presented by Bridgestone. You can win a trip to the Grand Prix of Edmonton, plus a set of Bridgestone Potenzas or an Auto Week subscription. Our grand prize winner gets a new Ford Mustang, purchased in Mexico City for the series finale. Code word this week is WILL. The official rules and an entry at champcar.ws. The Champ Car Live Fast sweepstakes presented by Bridgestone. A lot going on here at Exhibition Place. It's a 3-day festival of speed. Cheetah, a new action sports drink. They provide the Cheetah Action Zone here. How about this, Derek? Have you done this on your bike lately?
No, I have not quite done that. Nor have I done that.
I know a guy on our crew who could do that. I'll bet you Cameron Steele could pull that stunt off.
Isn't that every mother's dream? Have their son aspire to do that. That's actually not too far from where we are right now. That was an awesome display all weekend long here. And here's another great display.
A.J. Allmendinger, 2.8 seconds out in front as Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series, powered by Ford. The Molson Champ Car Grand Prix of Toronto, 7th race of the season. Catherine Legg done for the day. She is behind the wall in car number 20, the Bell Micro PKV Lola. The car on pit road with the engine cover off. See the frustration on her face.
Kevin Calcoen, the team boss, right there.
A look at what happened to Catherine as she came off the final turn.
I think she's in the yeah, she is in the marbles. She is in the marbles, which is the rolled up pieces of rubber and debris and stones and everything else. And this, is this the front straight?
It is. She white-walled the tires there off the final corner, Jan.
Well, let's find out exactly what happened. Certainly damage on the car. Catherine, what happened out there?
I'm not sure. I was coming around that last turn and something felt like it broke and it just understeered out. And there was just no chance I was going to make the corner.
It's been a tough day for you. What has caused things to be difficult for you today?
It just hasn't gone my way. You know, we had that coming together with Jan in the first lap and it's kind of gone badly ever since. The only redeeming factor was I had the quickest lap time until that happened. So we'll get there. It's just frustrating.
Thank you, Captain.
You can see the disappointment in her eyes there, Derek Daly, as she will be classified 14th out of the 17 starters today here in Toronto. Team still working on the 20 car. Oriol Serbia right there in 6th now. That is the 6 car. The Gulfstream machine for the PKB team. He's in front of Oriol, or rather Serbia is 6th in front of Philippe and Ranger.
Okay, have a look at this picture here, because this could be the telltale picture as this race unfolds. Serbia and Philippe, we know, can run to the end with the amount of fuel. There is a question mark over Allmendinger, Tracy, Bourdais, Wilson, Tag, and everybody else in that top group as to whether they can go all the way. They need a yellow flag to make it all the way. They don't have enough fuel.
And Derek, that may or may not be the case because their fuel mileage today has been better than predicted. So they pitted on lap 50 in the case for AJ Allmendinger and for Paul Tracy. The window was 52. They certainly feel as though they can save fuel enough to hit that window. So it is not necessarily the case they'll have to hit pit road. They seem pretty confident they won't.
Okay. So save fuel and go fast at the same time. And certainly if there's a yellow, they're looking really good.
Watching the Tide MyJack car of Andrew Ranger, 7th at the moment. 15 laps to go here through the streets of Toronto. In front of him, Nelson Philippe, Oriol Serbia. Got Cristiano D'Amata right there as well. D'Amata trailing Ranger at the moment in 8th. In Rousport, car number 10, the 2002 Series champion. Here comes Ranger. Final stop of the day for Andrew Ranger. A lot of hopes riding with Ranger here in Toronto. Cameron.
Well, a lot of his friends here today, and he runs with a Superman logo on the back of his helmet. You know, he might have the cape on today is what he was saying earlier. He really wants to go for it. He really hasn't had the luck he wanted, but he's definitely pushing here at the end.
So Ranger in that Tide MyJack entry, down and away, throws a tear off as he comes back up to speed. Allmendinger, nearly a 3-second advantage over Paul Tracy now with 15 to go. Ranger has completed the most laps of anyone on the tour this season. That has put him 4th in the championship, but he needs to start scoring some top finishes, Derek. Needs to get back to the podium where he was a year ago in Monterey and be in contention for a win for Eric Bachelard's team down the backstretch.
And both MyJack cars between the two four-side cars. Allmendinger, bottom of your screen. This Tracy needs to clear these boys as quickly as possible. You can't evaporate. We mentioned it earlier. You can give the leader some room. But if you're in a fight yourself, you don't want to back off too much and lose position yourself as you move over. That was the corner we saw Allmendinger crash in a monster way last year.
Watching Ranger. He's slotted in between Allmendinger and Tracy in a moment. New look for you, show you the Cosworth power to pass statistics with coming up 13 laps to go. Who's got most left out of that 60 seconds? 75 extra horsepower on tap here. Nelson Philippe with more than half of his original 60 seconds left at this point. Allmendinger also has nearly 40 seconds to go.
'73 laps gone. Allmendinger now knows pretty much who has what, who has the power, who can challenge him. Now knows that he has the speed to basically hold off any serious challenge. What he needs to do now is make sure he doesn't trip over the doorstep, i.e. fall over any of these lap cars as he makes his way through that. Do not make a mistake. It's very costly on a street circuit.
There is Tracy, the thrill from West Hill, performing in front of the hometown fans. The winner here 3 years ago. Second by 2.5 seconds. He's turned in a very nice drive today. Ran second at Houston, has yet to win though in 2006. Told you at the top of the broadcast just how frustrating it's been for PT. How badly he would love to score the victory here today. get that gorilla off his back.
Yeah, and he needs just a good finish here. Tracy is the biggest star name in Champ Car racing. After the crashes, he just needs reliability. Jan?
With Neil Mickelwright, can both your cars make it on fuel?
Yeah, right now we're looking good. I mean, as long as there's no mechanical issues with the cars, we believe that we have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way.
Any differences in setup or opinion as to which guy is happier or which has more speed at this case between AJ and Paul Tracy?
No, right now they seem pretty much equal. You know, they're kind of baiting each other to see who's going to try and go for it first. So I don't care as long as they don't hit each other, you know.
Now, are they having to save fuel or they're fairly comfortable?
You know, we're not able to go crazy, but we're not saving fuel per se. We're just being sensible with what we have.
If one of your cars wins again, what's happened to the hair? You've had all different colors and all kinds of bets. What's going to happen?
Well, if AJ wins, I guess he and his crew get to shave my head. And last time out with PT, it was the same kind of deal. He wanted to shave my head with his own clippers. So we'll see whether or not, well, we'll see. I don't know.
I think we're going to see a hairless Neil. What do you think?
Could break out that way. Allmendinger out in front, 10 to go next time by. This is Tracy, 2.7 seconds behind in second spot. Allmendinger continues to lead. He has been quick all weekend. Provisional pole sitter Friday. Started alongside his former teammate, still good friend Justin Wilson today. But Wilson at the moment buried in fourth. 25 seconds back, Sebastian Bourdais, the champ. 19 seconds back, third. Serbia on a different fuel strategy rides fifth behind the two Forsyth and deck cars. We'll be back in Toronto. Nelson Philippe, who led a lot of laps. Oriol Servia, who we thought had an opportunity. Huge impact. Both drivers have walked away. They appear to be fine, but those two race cars ready for the scrappy.
Destroyed racing cars. End of the back straight. Oh, Nelson Philippe gets it all wrong. Misjudges the brake zone. Absolutely wallops the back of Servia and takes these cars both off the racetrack down to the escape road. See all the concrete wall again, and then into the tires. The tires are obviously there to arrest the energy. All the tires you see here did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Dan Pettit there, the PKV team.
Mark Johnson right there, the new hire, new team manager. I don't know what happened there.
Certainly a situation where Mark Johnson, who had Serbia on a different fuel strategy.
And this is not even a small mistake. This is a huge mistake. Nelson Philippe. There's the concrete wall here for Servia. That's probably doing 150 miles an hour as they go underneath a camera here. Smashes into the tire wall. Wow. Talk about being upside down, having led races and looking like a champion. That is Will Phillips, the engineer for Nelson Philippe, right there. Now he has a destroyed racing car, a car that led so convincingly. Jan?
With Mark Johnson, who was named as the new general manager for PKV Racing, and both your cars out. You just saw the replay. Your take on it?
I don't know, Jan, just what little video we saw, it looked like maybe an unnecessary deal. We'll have to go back and look at it a little closer, but you know, it's unfortunate. The Gulfstream Codsworth car was having a great run today. The guys have done a great job recovering from some adversity over the course of the last few weeks, and we had a really good run going today. We were happy with where we were. Thought we could maybe close up on Justin a little bit there towards the end, but you know, that's the way the cards fall today, and we'll go back and put it together and be back in Edmonton.
It's a big job to manage a big team like this. You're on the radio with Oriol Servia. Were you pleased? You made some big progress here in the last few races, starting getting some pace back again.
Well, we have. We made some big pace. This group is really working together hard as a team to pull everything together, and they've come through some adversity here, like I said, the last few weeks, and we're going to put this thing together. We're going to move forward, and we're going to become a stronger team as we go. We're really happy with everybody. Everybody's working hard, so you can expect to see that Gulfstream car up front quite a bit.
Reminds me of the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Cameron?
Well, I'm here with Vince Kramer, who's with Nelson Philippe, and you guys are having a great day going. Do you know what happened? Did he say anything on the radio?
Well, he didn't say anything on the radio. We were more concerned about whether he was okay or not, you know, but the CT HVM car was having a great day. We felt we were competing for the first place there in actuality because everybody in front of him, we felt were going to run out of fuel or had to come in for a splash. So we needed that position. Oriol was our only other guy that was on a kind of similar set strategy as us. So we were kind of competing for that position. Looked like we might have had a run on him, but it's hard to tell. you know.
Ironically, with both cars out, the yellow flag's helping the rest of the field.
All right, the situation, we're still under caution with 7 laps to go here at Exhibition Place in Toronto. A.J. Allmendinger with the lead now and should have no problem getting to the checkered flag if we stay under caution at this moment. The gap over Paul Tracy, of course, shrinking as we prepare for a restart. That'll put Bourdais, Wilson, D'Amata, and Junqueira all close behind as well. Tagliani, Power, and Ranger.
Have a look at this here, right at the point of impact. Now, this is just conjecture. I'm not sure if this happened. If we stop it about right here, stop it right there. See all the marbles and stuff and dirt and debris that's all around this area offline? I'm just curious, because he hit him so hard, did he, in fact, get off onto an area here where there was so little grip that he absolutely assaulted the backside of Servia? Because that's not just a small mistake. That's something that went completely awry. You don't often see that.
Well, you don't, and that's my question. We won't know until we get a chance to talk to Nelson Philippe. Do you just call that a 19-year-old mistake?
I don't think so. You don't make a mistake that big. That's why I'm struggling to try and find a reason here. Again, watch it in slow-mo. Here's all the debris and the dirt and the lack of grip here. And that's the only reason I can see for a driver who's trying to, or maybe attempting to make a pass, could hit another car that fast to take them, two of them off the road with that much violence and just destroy those champ cars.
Coming to green, there'll be 4 laps of racing left in Toronto. We're back underway at Exhibition Place.
This is Tracy's only chance to win this race. Allmendinger got an awesome restart. Tracy is very good in cold tires. Bourdais going to watch the two of them. I don't know what Wilson has. Oh, but we got side by side here with Ranger. That was Will Power, I believe, trying to get down inside Ranger.
Power made a move to pick up a spot. Allmendinger's lead, 7/10. There's Bourdais now taking a look at Paul Tracy.
Oh, Tracy is busy holding off Bourdais. Allmendinger a bit slow. Oh, he gets it sideways. Low gear, second gear.
3 laps to go this time by. Wilson 4th. It looks as though his bid to win his first of the year won't come to pass here at Toronto. Allmendinger starting to pull away a bit.
Forsyth in deck, 1-2. There's all the debris again, right side, bottom side of the screen. Wilson is not a factor here. He is not pressure for Bourdais. He allows Bourdais to pressurize Tracy. He fills his mirrors.
3 to
Tracy,
go.
see it? Fighting the car, fighting the back of the car. This is not an easy ride here for Tracy.
Allmendinger, Tracy, Bourdais, and Wilson. 5th belongs to D'Amata. Bourdais all over Tracy in 1.
Yeah, but he's getting close. Oh, he got close on the way in. He needs to get close on the way out. That's the only chance he has to try and make a pass on Tracy.
Cosworth Power to pass worth 75 horsepower here this weekend. Bourdais got half a minute left. Tracy only 15 seconds. D'Amata, meantime, closing in on his teammate.
Oh, this is risky. Where did he come from all of a sudden? Wilson's teammate with D'Amata. Best run yet for that team with D'Amata, Roof Sports. That's the car that Allmendinger jumped out of. Well, it was kicked out of.
Now, D'Amata was hard on the brakes. We saw tire smoke. It looks as though he's given up ground. Meantime, Allmendinger still in front. They'll get the 2 to go this time by. 2 laps to go this time by. Watching from pit road.
What a team this is. What a team this has been and has turned into. All in the span of 3 races. Tracy now breathing room over Bourdais. Can he mount a challenge on Allmendinger? I don't believe so. I don't think he has the pace to match A.J. Allmendinger.
1.6 seconds as they came by start finish the last time. Birds scattered.
And Tracy didn't want to hit that because that could take the front wing off a racing car. Worse still, if the board hits a driver on the helmet, knock him out.
Sure.
2 pigeons having dinner on the back straight with 2 laps to go.
Leader is Allmendinger. White flag this time by A.J. Allmendinger, gunning for 3 in a row in the Champ Car World Series.
Man, I thought it was debris from another racing car.
Just pigeons enjoying the afternoon. Take a look.
There they are looking, having dinner in the middle of the back straight. Tracy, Allmendinger avoids and doesn't want to damage the car. Pigeons say, man, I better get out of here. Tracy sliced my wing off.
Justin Wilson took evasive action there as well. White flag is in the air. Greg Allmendinger watching his son from pit road.
And the pigeon cost Tracy about 0.3 of a second by the looks of it. Oh, what a day. 3 wins in a row for this little fireball, A.J. Allmendinger.
Last time Forsyth Championship Racing had a 1-2 finish, Derek, 3 seasons ago at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
Bourdais.
Second spot in play. Bourdais trying to put some heat on Tracy in the last couple of corners.
D'Amata is not a factor. He has dropped back now from Wilson. Tag is still 6th.
AJ's mom on pit road watching as well.
Karen is enjoying the last 3 races. That's his mom. Oh.
A.J. Allmendinger, a couple of turns from home at Exhibition Place. Unbelievable, Derek Daly. 2 turns to go. And the young driver out of California is going to win 3 in a row.
There it is. He says, pinch me and tell me this is real.
A.J. Allmendinger for Forsyth Championship Racing brings the Index car number 7 home. A hat trick indeed for Forsyth Championship Racing. And the scoreboard on the team, AJ 3, PT 0.
And there they are, side by side. PT says congratulations. I think that's what he said.
They run 1-2.
What a team.
You guys, oh my God, you're amazing. Michael, the whole engineering staff, Van Doug, whole crew, you guys are absolutely awesome.
Michael, of course, is Mike Cannon. Wow. Jason Weatherford, Nick Slade, John Sumner, John Fricker, Chris Muir, Mike LaFontaine, and Phil LePen. They are the boys. Boy, they've gone to victory circle 3 times in a row. Pinch me, baby. Tell me this is true.
First time an American-born Champ Car driver has won 3 in a row in 12 years. Al Unser Jr., the last to do it, 1994. Allmendinger, your winner. Tracy second, tying his best finish of the year. And Sebastian Bourdais, the championship leader, ends up 3rd. Justin Wilson takes 4th. Cristiano D'Amata 5th. Tagliani and Will Power 6th and 7th. Junqueras, Wolzman, and Ranger. Good finish for Charles Wolzman in 9th.
But nobody's won 3 in a row in the flamboyant, flat-out style of an Allmendinger. You get kicked out of your home nest. You wonder where you're going to go. You wonder, is the cloud going to stay over you? Somebody drops you and says, here, have a go here. And you go to party land 3 times in a row. How awesome. And his mom and his dad are here to share. Here's the donuts.
Some Tim Hortons donuts here that were in Toronto.
Let's see. Oh, no, that was a misfire. Okay.
Nice.
That was half a donut. Come on, AJ. Come on. Let me see, let me see, let me see. He called me the Russian judge the last time because he thought they were perfect, and I didn't say they were that good.
You gave him a 7.5, I think, the last time.
You know what? Considering he's between the concrete walls, I'll say that was a really, really good job. My 9-year-old son, Christian, would love the tire smoke.
Well, he didn't go down into a runoff area to do it the way we've seen others try it. So the Forsyth Championship Racing star A.J. Allmendinger wins 3 in a row.
I don't know.
First time it's been done in 12 years, as we said. Paul Tracy, his teammate, comes home 2nd. First 1-2 for Forsyth Championship Racing in 12 years. Jan Beekes in victory lane.
And they're getting him out of the car as we speak. And Derek, I think what you had to say, Billy, yes, let's get him up out of the car so we can get with him. And Derek, when you said, pinch me, let me know if it's real. I know that that's what A.J. Allmendinger is thinking at this moment. Obviously, there's a lot of gear to get off, but we want to be the first to congratulate A.J. Allmendinger on that 3-peat, the hat trick that we saw the team hold up that sign. They quickly went over and got a Sharpie and said, we did the hat trick. Come on, A.J., pop out. A.J. Allmendinger, 3 in a row.
Paul Tracy can only wonder, how will he stop this teammate?
AJ, we were just saying, are you wanting to pinch yourself to make sure this is real?
No, because if I pinch myself, I might wake up. So, man, this whole Forsyth team is just absolutely beautiful. The pit stops got me out in the lead in front of Justin. Forsyth 1-2. It's not a Root Sport 1-2. I don't think so. So just thanks to Red Bull and Puma and everybody, Indec, Jerry, this whole team. These are the guys that earn it. Oh, yeah.
Now tell me, this race you had said early in the weekend, as far as finding pace, as far as finding speed, was your biggest challenge, but it came together.
Yeah, like it always does. I mean, my whole engineering staff, Michael Cannon, and everybody there, they're absolutely fantastic, and they seem to hit the car perfect when it counts, and that's just absolutely amazing. I can't say any more. Thanks to Bridgestone and everybody that's part of the series, Cosworth. I just love the Champ Car World Series. I'm starting to love winning.
I bet you are. Tell me about red versus black. Paul wanted to go on blacks. You liked the reds. How did it play out in the race?
Well, I didn't know if the reds were going to be better because we only did 10 laps the first stint. So I took a chance, put the reds on. The Bridgestone reds started to give up just a bit at the end. But once you put the blacks on, perfect balance as usual, and just paced myself, saving fuel. And at the end, I didn't want to have a relive Edmonton. So made sure I won this one on a restart.
I see your fiance behind you. I understand you're thinking about buying, you're going to move here?
Never know. This, I might not want to change anything. We keep doing this, so I'll just keep winning races. We'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah, but your house is on the market. I think you're committed now.
Exactly.
Can you win 4 in a row?
Why not? I didn't think we could win 3, and I did. This is amazing. So Edmonton, except for the little incident last year, was one of my favorite tracks. Let's go do it again.
All right, it was a jinx for Sebastian. I got a feeling with the role that he's on, he's going to pull it off.
Well, it's been a season of streaks. Bourdais won the first 4. Now Allmendinger's won 3 straight. The reference to Edmonton a year ago will be there in 2 weeks. He was leading late. We thought it was going to be his first win, Derek. He got into the wall. He was the picture of frustration that afternoon in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Complete, it's been a season of streaks for first Sebastian Bourdais, and now 3-time winner A.J. Allmendinger. Time for our Mazda Power Play. Let's recap the Champ Car Atlantic Championship run earlier this weekend. Standing start again here in Toronto, but they wouldn't get past turn 1. Graham Rahal had the pole there in car number 18. But Andreas Wirth was the championship leader. Steve Ott involved in that. Several other cars. There's Wirth in the 37. There's also trouble on turn 3. Rahal had gotten by, but Rafael Matos in that red number 6 got into him, and his afternoon was done as well. Rahal, they were able to fix the MyJack Conquest team that runs that car for Rahal. They were able to get it put back together, get him back out to score some points. Andreas Wirth also, after lengthy repairs, the Wirth Solar Index car did return as well. Jonathan Bomarito here battling with Ryan Lewis for second late in the race. Bomarito made a great move to get around the Englishman Lewis. Bomarito would finish in second spot. Late in the going, Rahal had completed additional laps, but his right rear tire went down, and the Geel number 18 off course at the end of the backstretch. His afternoon complete. Robbie Pecorari in the Western Union car for Gillis Racing. They have Champ Car aspirations in a couple of years. They went to victory lane for the first time in Pecorari's Atlantic career. And that is your Mazda Power Play. Yokohama presenting the Mazda Champ Car Atlantic Championship powered by Mazda. Cameron Steele with more post-race ceremonies.
Well, I've caught up with PT, the fan favorite here for sure, and PT, the strategies, it seemed like they didn't really play into your hand today, did they?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good race with the Team Forsyth. Obviously, coming home 1-2 is the best that we can do. But it was a good race for me, a good race for the team. We came out of the first stop behind those guys, so AJ started getting away, and I said, I got to get going. I got to try to get going here and not save as much fuel and just get by these guys and then go back into fuel savings mode. And I used push to pass to get by Sebastian and Wilson and tried to close the gap on AJ and close it down. But in the end, in the final 5-lap shootout, I didn't have enough push to pass to really get offensive with him.
Jan?
And with Nelson Philippe, thankfully, he's back on pit road. He's okay, but that was a big, big crash. What happened?
Well, it happens that we have some drivers in the series, unfortunately, that make, stupid judgments. And, Servia was complaining in the drivers' meeting that everybody was staying to the right of the straightaway yesterday. And, he does the same thing when I'm about to pass him. So it's really unfortunate. My team was telling me that everybody seemed like they were going to have to do a splash and go if there wasn't going to be a yellow. So I'm confident we would have, ended up on the podium. And it's unfortunate, but that was close again.
Tell me, when we spoke just a moment ago, you said you feel that you were brake checked. You and I know what that means, but describe that to the viewers.
Well, it means pretty much that, he braked really early for the corner, and when you're going 180 miles an hour, there's no reaction time on my part, and I mean, as soon as he got on the brakes, I was flying, and I don't remember anything after that. But I mean, it was a stupid, racing incident, and I think the blame is going to go to him. I just talked to Tony Kopman, the director of operations, and he said, the race director, he said, that it was pretty much his fault. So he's going to look over the data, and we'll see what happens.
Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. Our coverage today being brought to you by Ford, bold moves. And by Bridgestone, passion for excellence. A look at your Roche Ron's Rookie of the Year standings in the Champ Car World Series. 7 races into the books, and Will Power, who scored a 7th place finish here today. He leads Catherine Legg and Dan Clark by 6 markers. Jan Halen is 4th in the standings, 12 back. Charles Wolfsman 20 back. Denise Kazemet's running an abbreviated schedule this year for Rocket Sports. He is 6th in the Rookie of the Year standings, 65 points back of the leaders. Well, Derek Daly, in 2 weeks, will be at Edmonton. What will we see there?
I think we will see AJ Allmendinger again being at the front. He is so confident that team understand that car. I think you're going to have to beat him if you're going to win that race next weekend.
Be sure to join us in 2 more weeks for Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series. Powered by Ford, we'll have the Grand Prix of Edmonton for you Sunday, July 23rd, 1 o'clock Eastern from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. For Derek Daly and Jan Beekes, Cameron Steele, and Michelle Beisner, I'm Rick Benjamin. Thanks for watching. We congratulate our winner today. AJ Allmendinger makes it 3 straight at the Molson Champ Car Grand Prix of Toronto. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in 2 weeks in Edmonton.